What's up, my peoples? I am Gandhi, and today we are going to be talking about uh, my impressions of Halo 4's Team Throwdown playlist. First and foremost, I just want to set the record straight right now. Number one, I've only played for a day, so don't expect me to have this expert opinion, but I will be able to tell you what I think is good about it and what's bad about it. The number one thing about the Team Throwdown playlist that I actually personally enjoy is the fact is that we actually have a competitive playlist to play now. That's a big hindrance on the community when you stop and really think about it, because these players who are maybe interested in getting into the competitive scene but can't really get their feet in there, they have to look for these custom games. And looking for custom games is something I don't do. I'm not going to do it. I never have and I never will. Unless I'm on a team. If I'm on a team, of course, you're going to look for a custom game because you don't want to waste your time in matchmaking. You want to play your worthy opponents. But that's so random make custom, sure, that's fine if you want to practice FFA. But who the hell gives a shit about FFA these days, right? No one should. No one does. Moving forward, um, but besides that fact, that's the main one. So the good thing about that is going to bring a lot more people into the scene, which at least that's what I'm taking from it, because I didn't have a hard time finding a game at all, which is good. That's good. But the one negative that I will have to say that I see is I don't think I could personally see myself playing this without a team of four, or at least one other person to really keep me interested in the game, just kind of to keep my mind off of it, because there's not this ranked system yet. And until we have this, the ranked playlist, which I don't know when it's coming out. It should be coming out soon. Uh, but really, the ranks, when you couple the ranked playlist with Team Throwdown, that's when you're going to get excellence. That's when you're going to have people constantly in the playlist, keep on playing. They want to get better. They want to always improve. But without it, it's kind of like, well, I kind of feel like playing some Halo 4. Let's get on here and, maybe fuck around a little bit. Oh, Simplex 5 times in a row. Fuck it. It's whatever. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me if I lose, and it doesn't hurt me if I win. And there has to be some sort of penalty. Clearly, the XP system is not working out because no one cares what their Master Chief looks like. If you have the unicorn helmet, which, by the way, is absolutely ridiculous, and I have no idea why anyone wasted their time buying that. But it's whatever, right? Like, just give me, once ranks get into it, I think that's when we'll really see an emergence of, the playlist. But as it stands right now, it's definitely in the infancy stage. So even though it's in this infancy stage and no one really knows what's going to happen with it, I think it's looking good. It's very easy to find a game type, and the game types from what I played, they don't seem that bad. They really don't. I would say they're better than Reaches, which is that's a huge step in the right direction, because Reach's competitive playlist was fucking awful. And I don't care what anyone says. If you started Reach, good for you, whatever. You like playing Android Slayer, this guy doesn't. I didn't like playing anything Android. And the one thing that is actually nice is the fact that we have color on these forged maps. Now, if you remember back to Halo Reach, it was all gray. There was no yellow. It was just fucking gray. It was a prison. Casting it, it's a prison. You're looking at it, you're like, oh my god, it's welcome to CTF Sanctuary, and this is another gray map featured out of the other 7 gray maps that we have. It's not good. So even though we have these forgers who work their asses off to create these maps, now their work can kind of be more appreciated because there's some color. And even though a lot of people are like, I don't know if I agree with you on that, trust me, it makes a big difference. It makes a big, big difference. But the bigger difference is the fact that this playlist is here, and Ghost Ayami actually can update it whenever he wants. Or so he says to me. This is all hearsay. I am not Ghost Ayami, and I'm not going to act like I know everything he says, but that's what I've gotten from it. So he's going to be working around the clock all the time on Halo 4 and these playlists. So I'm assuming Majestic should be in here probably right around the time ranks come in. No, I haven't played Majestic. I'm not going to buy Majestic anytime soon because, well, I don't want to. It's as simple as that. I just don't want to yet. I'm getting my feet in the water. I'll be streaming later today at like 5 p.m.-ish. But as it stands now, I'm not buying Majestic. But back to what I was saying here is Ghost Ayami is on top of it. And, when everyone else kind of stepped down from the game, myself included, I'm not going to act like, oh, I'm in here. I've been a part of the community this whole time. No, I'm not. because that would make me a fucking liar, and I'm not a liar. So Ghost Ayami is working his ass off for this game. And when everyone else kind of bailed on it, Ghost said, well, you know what? I think I'm going to step up and rise to the occasion here. And you know, it's two things. You can look at it as, you know, he just wants to kind of get the fame from it. He's a try-hard, whatever, which I'm sure there is, you know, a positive correlation there between the two, but I don't know if that's the whole reason. I think really Ghost found his passion, which is Halo, and he realized that even after taking a little hiatus from the game, which was Halo Reach-ish. He had 2011, he was okay. 2012, he didn't even compete, but there was only one event, so who the fuck really did compete, you know? But I think Ghost kind of realized his passion when he went back to school, and he was like, you know, school's cool and all, but like I had it fucking made. Like even myself included, it's like I had it made growing up through high school. I mean, I was on USA Network, G4 TV. I won a national championship, and then I became like the first pro to become a caster. So it's like that's awesome. That's fucking badass. And now we're in this stage of like Gears of War, and no one wants to be in this stage, and no one does. But I think this playlist is a step in the right direction, and that's good. That's what we're looking for. As long as we just keep making small advances here, it's going to happen. But I'm going to tell you right now, the ranks need to be good. The ranks really, I don't care what system they use, right? It can be as simple as you win 7 games and you advance. You have to win like 6 games in a row and you'll level up. Fuck it. That's fine with me. I don't care. Like I said, I do not care how it works. Or it can be, you know, as sophisticated as the ELO system, which is just going to be hell for so many people because you're going to have those players on your team who quit out or they dodge, and you're going to end up losing the game. Or you'll end up winning. And you know, you'll get, you know, 20 points, and it'll add up to the point where you finally get to a ranking system. But if they go with the 1 through 50 approach, which is, you know, kind of traditional Halo, I'm fine with that. I just hope the true skill, they don't fuck up. Now, a lot of people, when they hear true skill, they're like, wasn't that in Halo Reach? Yeah, I heard about this true skill, and this guy says it works, and everyone's like, okay, well, fuck it, we'll believe it, right? But then what happens is you get match after match after match of you goosing the other team, and you're like, fucking true skill. Unless I'm like God himself, like this should not be happening. But so how true skill works, from my understanding, is that it works on a scale. Okay, so they say if there is, let's say the scale is 1 to 100. All right, most people are going to fall in about the middle, which is 50. Okay, that's going to be put them right at 50. In Halo Reach, what I heard is that it was like it's a much larger scale, so it was like 1 to like 1,000, right? So a lot of people are going to be, you know, 500s, right in the middle, and there's going to be the outliers on the either side, and people, you know, who's an outlier because if you watch this, you know, trash can just pick up the game, he's going to be playing people who you're like, he doesn't even know the fucking sniper time. Like, what the hell's this guy's deal? You're going to see those trash cans play, and they'll be playing other trash cans. But for the most part, everyone's going to be right around 500s. The problem with this wider scale is that it is harder to separate yourself from the pack of the middle because it takes so many more games. And that's kind of how it works, and that sucks. So if they use the true skill, really what we're looking for is we want like a 1 to 50 almost, right? 1 to 75, 1 to 100. 1 to 100, I believe, was Halo 3. I believe. Now, this is all my understanding of it. If it's wrong, feel free to tweet me at Gandhi and let me know what is right and what is wrong so I can explain this better down the road. But that's my understanding of it. So if we get a true skill system, and I know everyone's, you know, cringing because of it, but if we get a true skill system where it's like 1 to 50 and most people are going to be at 25, and that way, you know, you can separate yourself from the pack very quick, but for the most part, you're going to still be in that 25 level range. We're good. We're good with that. That's perfect. We don't need really anything more than that. And plus, if that's how Halo 2 was, then, you know, that playlist was amazing. And everyone knows it was amazing, and there's no refuting the fact that everyone enjoyed Halo 2 online. Even though you had those cocksuckers who, you know, would super bounce up and act like jackasses, and then you had the guys who turned like the snipers into machine guns or whatever the fuck it was, and you just spawned and died and died and died. But that's so. Wrapping up the discussion point of Team Throwdown, I'm gonna say I'm happy, right? I think everyone who's put a lot of hard work into this, Gosayami, I don't know who else was in it. I think Walshy, the guys from 343, they're doing a good job. They're looking finally at the competitive scene. But I hope, what I really hope this promotes is the fact that 343 realizes, hey, people like Halo for that raw feeling. People play Halo from my experience from back to Halo 1 to Halo 2 to Halo 3. People play Halo so you can let out this fucking triumphant roar when you shit on someone when they have the first shot. You just turn around and you give them the fucking business. There's no randomness. You just fucking lay into them. And people love that. They love the raw gameplay. They don't want necessarily all these little quirky perks like, thruster packs, which, by the way, it's whatever. I don't care. That's just my opinion. We don't, the main competitive scene, and really the main Halo fans, they don't care about jetpacks. They don't care about ordnance drops. They care about a game with good maps, power weapons, and power-ups that they can control, and then when someone else grabs that overshield and they're coming out, and you hit them with 2 nades and you give them the fucking business, they let out that roar and they let you know that you fucking suck at the game. That's what people want. That is what drives people to play Halo. And the Halo name itself has just carried on from then. I mean, Halo 1 is still played. Halo 1 is still in. I am in the works of hopefully, as soon as funds come in and I get off my lazy ass and start thinking more, of throwing a Halo 1 tournament. That's just how important the game is. That's how good it still is. And, that's what we're looking for. And I know a lot of developers have a different opinion on it, like, oh, well, the competitive playlist has the least of all. But it's like, it's because the competitive playlist you gave us isn't the best. At least not yet, right? Like in Halo 3, I think it was the most active playlist, and that was the MLG playlist. And that was a perfect depiction of competitive Halo right there. Even though, it was kind of late on the updates, still, you were getting, in a nutshell, the same game types that were going to be at an MLG event. That's perfect. That is all we are looking for. So, hopefully, 343 says, well, we know correlation doesn't prove causation, but we added Team Throwdown. We saw an influx of people come in. It was a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot. So we'll wait for it. And then we add ranks into Team Plus Team Throwdown, and we saw a direct increase of people getting on to play this game. And we saw that it was competitive, and finally people are even going out of their way to promote this game. People are on YouTube saying, oh my god, I can't fucking believe, like, they finally got their shit together. When the game first came out, we were like, oh my god, this belongs in a fucking trash can. But now we released ranks, and we have a competitive playlist, and things are looking good. That is the best case scenario, period, for the Halo community, and that's what I hope happens. Now moving on to a little bit of questions. If you have questions, just post them in there. Play Oregon Trail. I will in a bit. I will. If you have any questions, post them in here. But one of the first ones I want to talk about, which is this gets thrown around because of Ghost. Is this carbon reunion, right? So a lot of people have been talking about this carbon reunion, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, like they're back!" And it's like, Ghost has talked to Karma. He's talked to Wave. I've talked to Karma like once or twice on the phone. There hasn't been anything. There's been anything like, "Hey, dude, are we getting on? Are we coming back? Like, what's up, bro? Yo, dog, like, dap it up, hug it out, There's been nothing like that at all. From my understanding is like, I guess it's like a publicity stunt. But I mean, I'm coming back. I'll be streaming tonight at like probably 5 p.m. and I'm just going to continue to play. So far, I'm having fun with the game, and until I don't have fun with it, I'm going to continue to stream it. So sadly, I could be wrong here, but so here's my piece of the puzzle, because like I said, I haven't talked to Shockwave since 2011. So I haven't talked to Shockwave, and I've talked to Ben like twice over the past like 2 years, and that's recently. So my personal opinion is that I don't know if it's happening. I would venture to say that it's about a 80-20 split that it doesn't happen. And the reason I say that is because when I look at it, I see Ghost Ayami has created this position for himself, right? He's been working with game battles. He's been working with 343. He's been working with Virgin Gaming. And now this Beyond Entertainment thing has been launched, which I'm assuming is like a Halo Council V2 or whatever it is. I'm not, like I said, I don't know anything. Day one was yesterday coming back into the scene. I'm just kind of picking up the pieces. But so looking at that alone, Ghost is kind of in this position to be this manager, right? He's trying to manage the content. He's trying to restore the game, and he's doing the best he can with the game types that he can make, which is awesome. But with that, you can't have all of those responsibilities and then still expect to be a competitive player. You can't. There's no way. I mean, he has to keep connections with 343. He has to keep connections with Virgin Gaming. He has to keep talking to MLG even still, just for game battle sense. But on top of that, now let's assume that it does happen, right? Ghost is in charge of these game types. He's the only one that people are going to trust at this point. Why would Ghost not rig the game types in favor of Team Carbon? Like, if we suck at something, get the fucking game type out. That's a fact, and I know that for a fact. So I know Ghost can be as unbiased as the next person, but when it comes to winning money, I do not see Ghost being able to put that down. But regardless, so Carbon reunion 80-20. I'm not sold on it. If it happens, I mean, I'm with it. Put it this way: it's not like I'm against it. Right? Like, I will gladly team with Carbon again, no questions asked. But what I'm saying is, I just don't. I don't see it being plausible. I may team with Karma. Like, if Karma wants to play, I'll be like, yo, Ben, what's up, dog? But other than that, I'm not sure. Wave has a full career ahead of him. He's doing very well for himself. I believe he's in DC. Again, all hearsay. I have no idea, but he graduated an engineering degree from Virginia Tech, which is like a top 20 school in engineering. So you gotta think he's doing decent for himself. The other thing I wanted to touch on, Ghost wouldn't do anything to fade himself. Right. Maybe. Okay. Okay. I'll hit on this. Now, I know everyone else's timeline's been the exact same as mine, and I know this because we all kind of follow the exact same people. So, seeing all this Call of Duty talk it's weird, right? It catches me off guard, and I'm not sure if I actually like it myself. Like, I'm kind of like, it gets annoying. Like, everyone's like, well, I'm on the grind. Come check out the stream. Subscribe to my YouTube. And it's like, I understand, and I'm not hating the self-promotion. It's just like, everyone's on the grind. You have $1 million tournament, and I know everyone likes to hype themselves up to be like, oh, look at this. I am going for this. So you guys got to come here and watch me go for this. And everyone's like, oh, well, fuck it. Let's do it. But, so the Call of Duty, I have mixed feelings. Like, I personally, I respect everyone who's in the scene, right? I do. A lot of those guys have made it in the sense of this is kind of their career. It's logical. It's not like it's $1 million whole tournament. It's called COD XP. I don't know all the logistics of it, but I know that first place walks away with $400,000, so $100K each. That's a fucking huge event. But a lot of these people have careers in COD. They have 60,000 plus subscribers on YouTube. They have ad revenue. They're getting thousands concurrent. Badass. Fucking salute. Dap you up. No worries, right? I don't have anything against it, but the problem is that I'm not going to watch it. I will never watch it. I may tune in if, like, Ogre 2's in the finals, but that's it. Like, if Ogre 2's in the finals and it's, like, Game 11, I'll be like, okay. Now, how do I feel about Ogre 2 playing it? I think Ogre 2 should be playing it. Ogre 2, when Ogre 2 got robbed out of a Battlefield 2, like whatever, $1.6 million tournament or whatever the hell it was. His team was going to win that, 100%. Like everyone knew that. Period. So I honestly hope Ogre 2 destroys this game. I hope the best for Ogre 2. He's a competitor. He has been he has won an event in every single Halo game. He has 5 national championships, and I honestly think that he has the ability to flip over to COD and understand it and win it. I really do. And I really hope he does. But do I look at him as a betrayal to like the Halo community? Absolutely not. Who gives a fuck? If MLG was having Halo 4 events, Ogre 2 would play. No doubt in my mind. But even still, I mean, there's a COD XP tournament confirmed. And when you are a competitor to the standard of Ogre 2, where you're relying on this money to almost pay for your rent and to pay for your school and everything else, you can't knock him for going over to this other one. And that alone has been awesome. Next on the list that I want to talk about is people asking like, "Oh, are you coming back to be a personality?" And it's like, or a commentator, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Being like a commentator slash personality slash like trying to keep everything together is very, very complicated. It's not actually, it's not fucking complicated at all. I don't know why I said that. I'm trying to act like it's all fucking profound and it's all. The problem is you have to say a lot of things to please people and you can't be an asshole, right? And you always, that's kind of how it works. And I'm an asshole, and I don't like to say things just to please people. And so when Halo 4 first came out, that was a big problem I had, was because I saw so many flaws in the fucking game that I didn't want to do anything with it. I'm like, we're so far away from anything that's even close to a good model that I don't want anything to do with it. That's that. You know what I mean? But now, since it's here, I as it stands now, I'm not going to be a commentator now. I'm not going to be a person. I'll be a personality because I'll stream and I'll do YouTube videos and stuff. But like in the sense of, oh, are you going to cast this event? I may do locals, but probably not. I'm probably not going to cast another event. I'm going to most likely play. And I don't know what the team's going to be. I have no idea. But for the time being, I'm looking at just the present. AGL New Jersey, I believe, is sold out. So I'm like, can't go there. So I'm waiting for the next one. And I have time to prep. I'll be streaming probably at least 6 days out of 7. 5 days out of 7. 100% 5 days out of 7. But I don't know about 7 days of 7. That's asking a fucking lot. So even though that's happening, I should be competing again. And that's good. That is what it is. The main reason I'm doing it isn't because like I think, you know, it's not like, oh, this game, this playlist has come out and now Gandhi wants back in. It's not that. The playlist came out, so now I'm here because I have something enjoyable to play. I've been messing with League of Legends now for the past probably, let's see, I got my computer 2011, it's 2013, so probably around a year and a half. And League of Legends is like, fuck, like it's awesome. It is a badass game. And these players, they get salaries for being in the League Championship Series. They have $1 million tournaments. It's amazing. They have tournaments every day. Their streams have like 40,000 concurrent viewers, like for individual streams. So when they run an ad, so CPM, it costs per million for TV, but for Twitch, it's cost per 1,000. So I believe how the base is if you're partnered, when you have 1,000 concurrent viewers and you run an ad, you have $5. So $40,000 or 40,000 concurrent viewers, you can do the math to see how it's all going to add up. Very, very nice. I believe, so 20,000 concurrent would be what, $100 every time you run an ad. So 40,000 would be $200 every time you're running an ad. So these guys are doing awesome, right? But you know, League of Legends is just not. It's not for me. Not right now, at least. I try to grind my face off in that game, but This is the first PC game I've ever played. The mouse and keyboard aren't my friends. My left hand's fucking stupid as shit from holding a controller since I was an infant, and the mouse it's not a joystick, so it's like whatever. Uh, but so that's why I'm back here. I have a playlist to play. The game is fun. It is fresh to me, and I get to play with a lot of my old buddies. Maven and Hoss. I don't know if you guys actually know them, but Maven and Hoss are really fucking cool dudes. They probably were one of the first people to get me drunk back in like 2005 when I was like 15, and so we have a lot of money. $200 every. Yeah, so there you go. Look at those fucking numbers. Just crunching those numbers alone is ridiculous. So League of Legends is there. And no one can refute the fact that League of Legends is there. But the funny thing is how, and when you get kind of submerged into the culture, you'll hear people be like, League of Legends, that game's so bad compared to Dota, and you're like, dude, would you shut the fuck up? Like, and then you have the StarCraft people who do it too, like, that game's so inferior, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, they've made it. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's the one thing that pisses me off. Like, people who preach esports. So many people preach esports, but they only like their own game. That's it. They only like their own game, because when someone says anything else, like, if you're like a StarCraft player and you're promoting esports, someone brings up League, you're like, League. Yeah, right. That game's nothing. That doesn't even take the least bit of brain skill to figure that game out. But no, so right now I just kind of wanted to get on here. I'll probably be doing my thoughts. I'll probably be getting on and saying my thoughts from the previous day on Team Throwdown and what I think needs to be different or what I needs to be added, or kind of my feelings every single day. Today I will be streaming at 5 o'clock. I'm going to hit the gym at 2:30. Got some resistance bands, deadlifts to pull, so pretty fucking heavy day. But that's really all I wanted to get at. So if anyone has any questions left, fucking fire them away. If not, I'll probably tune out. So it's in your court now. I'll sit here and drink my water and stare at you awkwardly. Yes. So Karma did actually call me after you run in with him on Astro customer support, and I said, so in case anyone didn't read the chat here, this guy JW Fanatic sending me a tweet, and he was like, "Dude, guess who I'm on the phone with right now on customer support for Astro?" And I was like, "Who's that?" And he was like, "Karma." I was like, "No, it's fucking not Karma. Ask him, if he lived with my brother." And he asked, the Fanatic asked him that, and Karma was like, "Yeah, I lived in Richmond with him." And I was like, "Oh, well, tell Ben to fucking call me." And so he called me later on, and he was like, "Yeah, my room's fucking clean, dog. That's a bowling pin, number one, because my dad's like a district manager, main mechanic in Virginia, or whatever the fuck it is. So that's a bowling pin. All right, you clean your room, and these are throw pillows, so you relax." But so he called me up and he was like, "Dude, I just got off the phone with this guy and he randomly brought up your name. How you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I talked to Ben for a little bit. That was one of the only times I talked to Ben. But so yeah, Karma works at customer support up in San Diego for Astro Gaming. So if you call and you're like, "Hey, this fucking product kind of sucks. Like, fix it," and he'll be like, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. What's the problem?" But anything else? Do we have anything else? If not, I'm gonna go shake and get ready. Make your bed. Fuck you. Buckness is that fuck yeah. You could clean your room. All right. Well, I don't understand what the fuck's. All right. Well, thank you guys. Yes, I'm really back. I will be streaming at 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned. And also, in the meantime, you can go check out my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Scott Gandhi. I'll send a tweet out, and also follow me on Twitter at Scandhi, Scandhi. Scandhi. That's how you spell it. All right. Yes, you can try out for my team. Absolutely. 100%. Sayonara, bros.